What is going on, people? In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips on how to make doing intermittent fasting easy. My name is Niam, and over the last few years, I've lost 50 kilos, and that was my mission to help as many people as possible lose weight, get fit, get healthy, and become their best selves. So I got back from Bali in Thailand the other day, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, Niam, mate, you have got a little bit soft. If I am holding other people accountable to their diets and their training and their fat loss journeys, then it means that I've got to hold myself accountable to. I've hired a coach, and over the next 6 months, I'm going to be aiming to lose 22 kilos and get the most shredded that I've ever been in my life. A way that I like to stick to a deficit is by delaying my first meal. Some people call that intermittent fasting. It's reminded me, and going through that process has reminded me of the little hacks that I use to delay the hunger. But before I go into the 5 tips of how to make intermittent fasting a little bit easier for yourself, I just want to explain why I think it's a really worthwhile way to lose weight and some of the benefits that I experienced from doing it. Firstly, by delaying my first meal, one of the main benefits of doing that is that when I'm socializing or when I'm eating with my family, I have way more calories. So in the evening, when my willpower is a little bit lower because I've had a whole long day of work, I still am able to enjoy myself. And in the morning, I can distract myself, which is the next point that I'm going to make. More on this point, for example, I went to Nando's yesterday and I'm eating about 2,000 calories. Because I delayed my first meal by a few hours, I only ate around 800 calories throughout the day. So I went to Nando's and I could have a half chicken, get those protein in, and have 2 sides like rice and maybe some peas or broccoli, and I could still hit my macros and my calories. But if I'd eaten a lot earlier in the day, then I probably would have eaten more throughout the day and had fewer calories for that Nando's meal. That's just a small example of why saving calories for later in the day is beneficial. The other benefit that I like, and I'm fasted right now, and it makes complete sense, is that I just have a higher cognitive function when I fast. When I'm not eating or haven't eaten anything, it literally just means that the energy that I would be using for digesting my food hopefully is going to my brain. So when I have to do those uncomfortable tasks of shooting videos or writing scripts or communicating with clients, I can fully focus on that rather than having this slight distraction of digesting my food. To be honest, after I eat it, then I just go for a walk afterwards, let my food digest, and then I come back and work. I think that cognitive boost and that cognitive function that you get from fasting is so powerful, especially if you're in knowledge work or you're an entrepreneur or you're in this kind of working in front of a screen where you have to go deep and you have to really leverage the power of your mind to produce valuable work. Fasting can be really beneficial for those kind of things that you're doing. Finally, the other benefit that I like about intermittent fasting is that if you're traveling or you're in a place where you can't really track calories, it's really beneficial because you're limiting calories by limiting the time that you are eating. And so even if you can't track calories and you're going out for a meal in the evening, you've created that buffer by fasting throughout the morning, which again helps with maintaining weight and losing weight whilst traveling and whilst not in a solid routine. However, there is a little bit of caveat to intermittent fasting. If you do overconsume your calories throughout the day during your feeding window, you will just gain weight. I had a potential client with me the other day who signed up with me, and we had a phone call, and he was like, yeah, I'm doing intermittent fasting, and he was like, oh yeah, I eat 2 meals a day, but I'm not really losing weight. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I was like, what else do you eat? And he was like, oh yeah, like I eat snacks as well. I was like, oh, okay, that explains it. If you fast and then you just eat loads of calories in the fasting window, you're still not gonna lose weight because you're still not putting yourself in a calorie deficit, and it's just simple as that. But that's why tracking and intermittent fasting together is such a powerful thing, because you get the benefits of doing the intermittent fasting, but you also know that you're in a deficit by tracking everything you eat. So you get the best of both worlds. It makes quite a flexible approach to dieting because you can eat what you want whilst fasting because you've got that buffer in the evening. So that's my preferred approach with fat loss, and it works for me. And I'm sure that if you did it, it'd probably work for you as well. But you've got to do it consistently. But I do get it. When you start fasting, you probably will get a bit hungry in the morning. And here are 5 tips that will help you avoid the hunger or get past the hunger so that you can elongate that non-feeding window so that you can save more calories for the evening. So number one, this is not really a good tip, but lean into the hunger as a form of discomfort that you have to go through in order to burn the fat. Sometimes when I feel hungry, if I'm hungry, I'm probably burning fat because my body's asking for food and I'm not giving food to it. So it's just a signal to myself that I'm doing the right thing and I'm working towards the goal that I've set. Number two, drink sparkling water. Sparkling water has lots of gas, it's bubbly, it fills your stomach and will keep you a little bit full whilst you're fasting. It won't last really long, but it's still helpful in the short window that you need to stave off that hunger for in the morning. Black coffee, appetite suppressant, this is really powerful. I do it every day. I have a black coffee in the morning and it just keeps me going for another couple hours. And again, it helps that cognitive function as well because you can focus in on your work after having a black coffee. 4, do a bit of walking. Walking is also an appetite suppressant, funnily enough. So if you go for a half an hour walk, you'll probably feel less hungry than before you started walking. Another powerful way to stave off that hunger if you feel really hungry in the morning. Finally, distract yourself. If you can get your teeth deep into some focused work in the morning when you're fasting, or get busy with something, the hunger just goes away because your mind's so occupied. Often we get hungry because we're bored. So if you can stave off that hunger and by focusing in on work and getting deep into it and forgetting about the bodily sensations that you're feeling, and it's a really good way to elongate that feeding window too. That's it from me today. Let me know in the comment other methods that you like to use for fat loss, whether that's keto or other things that you've tried in the past and how they've worked out for you. If you like this video, then check out some other videos in the series. I'm solving 100 fat loss problems in 100 days. So if you found this one useful, I'm sure there's something else there for you. But until tomorrow, peace and go get it.